gotten home. It was early this morning. She had her window partially rolled down like this when she said 5 men came to her car and tried to rob her. Now, she has a gun, but she never thought she would have to use it. Let me show you what happened. She says the men actually try to get in her car, try to open the door, try to roll down the window. We have some scene video of what it took place right afterwards. So when she had so many men surrounding her trying to get to her purse, she did the only thing that she thought she could do. She reached for her gun that she kept in her purse, aimed it out the passenger side window, and fired. Here's what she says happened as she pulled the trigger.
Honestly, I think I closed my eyes at that point. I just know my gun was in my hand. I was getting ready to shoot. And before I knew it, I opened my eyes. They were gone. I jumped out of the car. And I just kept screaming, like, for somebody to help me.
Yeah, Hudgens called 911. Her car, as you're seeing, has a shattered window, but she is fine, just shaken up. As for the suspects, there were 5 men. One of them we know suffered a gunshot wound, so he didn't get far, but so far no charges because the investigation is still ongoing.
Yo, so let's talk about this real quick in gun news. So I'm sure, I don't know if you saw it or not, because when stories like this happen, it doesn't go viral. CNN, MSNBC, no liberal publications are going to show an individual using a weapon to defend themselves, but they will show the opposite. But anyways, I didn't look up to see where the sister was at, where she's from, but as we know in this democratic process right now, there's a lot of politicians who are, being honest about gun control and being voicious, saying like, yo, this is what we support. And it's what it is, but I'm trying to make this connection here. Now, I get it. Black folks don't have the luxury of being a one-issue voter. For me, gun control is in my top 5, period. If you support it or push it in any way, I have no compromise. I don't support you at all. But what she did, what she was able to do, she could not do that in many liberal cities. She couldn't do it in Illinois. She couldn't do it in New York City. Absolutely not. If you saw, I think it was de Blasio had a debate with Sean Hannity, and he asked that specific question, and he would not give him a definitive answer, basically saying like, no, this guy does not believe that you should be able to bring your gun outside your home, or even have the gun in the home in New York City, right? So, had this woman been in a place like New York, a place like Chicago, New York City rather, in New York it's different. We can get carry concealed permits, but it's still like conditional. Like, yeah, they give women in Erie County, inside of Erie County, which is like, Buffalo, New York, Buffalo, the suburbs, and all that surrounding areas, you could possibly get a concealed carry permit if you're a woman. They don't really necessarily give them to a man. You have to have like a real reason, a business or something like that, or whatever. Or do security or something like that. And even if you, like, that's the little hustle here, you say, I'm going to take my security class so I can have it for security, but you're still only supposed to be able to have it while you're going to work too. So that's like not really a loophole to get around that. But anyways, if Democrats had it up to them, she would not be able to do what she did, right? Remember, Bun B did what he did, and it was media silence. You only heard it on the Breakfast Club and some other outlets, but none of the mainstream media outlets talked about that or said that. Let any rapper use a gun in a negative connotation or in a wrong sense. It had been all over the news, all plastered everywhere. But a black man uses a gun, a rapper uses his gun to defend his family, his person, his property, and it's media silence. So it's like, at this point, you can tell these motherfuckers lying. Like, if you gonna have when you don't show both sides of the argument, you clearly let us know you have an agenda, right? You clearly are letting us know that you are on one side of the issue. They don't want to show you times when situations like this happen. I think under Obama's administration, they did a study and they said like it was over 100,000, close to 1 million times that people use their own guns to help themselves in defensive. But when they get on TV, what do the liberals say? Well, you're more likely to kill yourself than to shoot the intruder. All that dumb shit, right? Even if that was the case, which is not, that doesn't matter. It doesn't stop me from wanting to defend myself or have access to defend myself. Like, you just get these nonsensical, stupid retorts that don't even make any sense, right? But this sister right here was able to stop herself from being Lord knows what. There is 5 motherfuckers for 1 woman. I'm gonna just assume the race of these individuals, right? I'm gonna make that assumption. And she was able to scare them off because she had a gun. Had she not had that gun, what would have happened to her? And when you say, "Oh, I'm all for common sense gun control," that's code word for I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Like, that's what that's code for. That's exactly what that means. The so-called common sense gun control would have been she probably wouldn't have been able to carry that gun. Or if she was carrying that gun, she was only been able to have 7 bullets in her gun, which is what we have here in New York. It was 5 motherfuckers coming at her. She better not miss, right? Or she better had a gun that was enough stopping power that, if she had a little 9mm, you can eat 1 or 2 of those, right? Like, if she had that 4 or 5 ACP, you putting dudes to sleep. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, these things don't help people. They don't help law-abiding citizens. And it's just all these Walmart and Kroger's and all the Wegmans, all these stores. We would appreciate if you didn't open carry in our stores that are open carry states. Like, you can't stop them from doing that. But how does that make sense? You punish the people who aren't breaking the law, who are doing what they're supposed to do, because a person ran into a store to kill people. So how does that even compute? Like, now you're making your store a target, pun intended, for people to come in there and know, oh, ain't nobody gonna have their guns in here because this store don't allow that. They don't have this in their policy. Like, how does that even make sense to you? To say, oh, stop opening carrying in my store when it's open, when you live in a state that's perfectly legal to do. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, in gun news, this sister was able to defend herself. Go get the strap, ladies. Protect yourself. There's an equalizer. Don't listen to these Democrats when it comes to guns. Y'all got to do better. Y'all the ones that's going to be the victims. If y'all claim ain't nobody protecting y'all, ain't nobody defending y'all, well, you go do your damn self then, right? And this is an example, though, of, again, I don't know where she's from, but I know in many blue states with all these restrictions, it's hard to do what she was able to even do because they don't want you to be able to carry a gun with you. Right? Outside the home. And if you can get a pistol, they want it restricted to where you have to leave it at home. You have to have a valid reason to be able to carry it with you in some of these blue states. And, do you think that we're going to be the ones on the list that actually get access to utilize the concealed carry option? You saw what happened to the brother in what was that? It was in Chicago. He had a restricted pistol, which means he can only have it at home. I would assume at work, but it's Chicago. He need that thing from work to home too. But he got caught with it and he got shot because he shouldn't have had it on him because he had it restricted. He had a legal gun, but it was restricted, and he shouldn't have had it on him other than at work or at his house. Those are the type of dumb common sense laws that I'm looking on TV every day, and I'm seeing black people pushing gun control, and that shit just boggles my mind. Like, yo. So I'm at the point where it's no compromises for me. I don't want to hear anything from the left on guns because they lie, they conflate, they say stupid stuff, they talk about evil assault weapons, and they shouldn't be on the street and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, 80% of the gun crimes are committed with handguns. So you're telling me you want to ban the 2% of crimes, but you're going to leave alone the handguns that are account for 80%. That shit just does not make sense. You can't logically break that down why one is more important than the other when one caused a hell of a lot more carnage. Just be honest. You want to start with assault weapons, so-called assault weapons. That's not what they are. And then you're going to gradually move on to handguns. That's just how it works. That's how progressivism works. They don't go for the jugular at first. They take their time. They're patient. They'll limit your magazine capacity here. They'll limit features of the gun there. Next thing they know, they say, oh, you can have it, but you can't take it out your home. Then it's, oh, you can't have it in your home, red flag laws. I was just talking to a dude I just was at work with, and he was telling me about his situation. Didn't make sense to me, but his whole situation was that him and his girl had a domestic dispute. It was her fault, according to him, but they had been there like 4 times in a year, and she was walling out, being ratchet. When the cop was there, the cop kept asking dude, did you want to press charges? He kept saying, no. But every time they asked him, came to the house, they asked him, do you have guns in the home? His dumb ass said yes, but he thought nothing wrong because he said it 3 times before. They never did anything. She did something stupid, and while the cop was there, and the cop went outside, came back in, was like, yo, we're going to take her downtown, but we're going to have to take your guns too. Now, I don't know how that works. If she's the one for the cause of the domestic dispute, then why would you have to take his guns that are locked up in his safe and he has a key to it? It's not like she has access to his guns. So his guns have been gone for over a year now. So I'm just saying, like, these red flag laws, all this dumb shit, even like dealing with women who you know are ratchet and wilding out and will call the cops on, all that shit is out the window. Like, you're not about to sacrifice anything to lose your ability to have guns. Whether that means people who are stupid enough to get a medical marijuana card to, you know, in the states that it's not completely legal, but you can smoke for medical reasons. Like, and someone said in my video that you don't have to compromise. Yes, you do. If you have a medical marijuana card, I'm not talking about states where it's decriminalized and it's legal. I'm talking about in the states where it's just you can only smoke it for medicinal purposes. You get a medical card. If you have that card, it excludes you from being able to get a gun, a handgun, a pistol. I don't know what the person was talking about. But I'm saying, like, there's too many ways that it's clearly they're trying to take away your guns, man. They're trying to disarm your black asses. And it seems by a large part, when you turn on television, no matter where you look, every black pundit damn near says the same thing. Robert Pavello's the first Democrat I've seen that is like, no, I'm a blue dog Democrat. I support the Second Amendment full-fledged. I have AR-15s. I have AK-47s. I don't support that, right? But that's rare. That's like 1 out of 1 million black people who go on TV, especially the black women, who are all boo-hoo, gun control, this and that. Anyways, that's my rant. I'm done. But shout out to that sister for being able to defend herself. Shout out for her getting a strap. She didn't become a victim. I'm out.